This video we're going to be taking a quick look at my attempts to get started on 3D printing. It doesn't necessarily go particularly well. So a couple of weeks ago, some of you may have caught a couple of short videos I did with me unboxing two particular items. One with the big red cover, which was a 3D printer, and one with the yellow cover, which was a washing and curing station to go with it. Now the idea was that once I eventually worked out what on earth I was doing, to print out my own DC, Marvel, Star Wars and whatever, statues, figures, busts, models, to go along with the rest of my collection, albeit on a somewhat smaller scale than these big ones behind me. So how did it go? Not brilliantly. So I got started and I printed out, I think the first sort of 4 or 5 things were, I think we call them partial failures. And then finally I managed to get it to print something out, which was this, which does not look particularly exciting, but this is a test piece for your printer, one of a variety that you can find and download online. So being pleased at the way this came out, I thought we'd carry on and see what else we can do. And that's where things went really bad, because as soon as I'd finished that one and tried doing anything else square I did, like that, started coming out like this, which, to be honest, look kind of like some kind of hideous mutant coasters. And anything that wasn't a square thing was coming out like a stick of chewing gum, like this. And I couldn't figure out what on earth I was doing wrong. So eventually, after quite a while and quite a few failed prints and some help from a video on another YouTube channel called Uncle Jesse, Jessy, I'll put a link in the description below so you can go and have a look round, I finally figured out what the problem was. Long story short, I got it all fixed and set about trying again. And the first thing I tried was this, which is called, I believe it's called a validation matrix, which again is for testing your printer. And being somewhat pleased at the way this turned out, I tried a slightly bigger test piece, which was this. Now again, not particularly exciting, but the idea of this again is that it tests your printer, and obviously this is a huge improvement on the mutant coasters that I'd been getting. So again, I carried on to see what else I could get done, and I tried the test piece that you get from Elegoo itself, and you can go and download this, and this obviously is a rook. And if you, I'm not sure if you can see well enough or not, but on the inside you have got not only a spiral staircase running up the inside, you've also got a double helix running up the middle. And seeing as this come out as well as it did, I was very pleased and decided to carry on. And I tried another test piece, which was this little boat, and again this is meant to test your printer, and there are several variations of this online that you can find and download and try out for yourself. So then I thought, well, let's try some things that are not test pieces. So just for fun, I tried this out first of all, which I'm not entirely sure what this is meant to be. I'm going to call it a Batarang, although it does have Batman's name on it. Presumably this is in case he loses it, people can return it to him. So this Batman Batarang nameplate, whatever it is, that was the next thing I tried, and again that came out fine. So I thought, okay, well, let's try getting more into what the original idea was and seeing if we can possibly get some figures or models done. So I switched the resin because I just about used that one up. And the first thing I did, I thought, well, let's do a miniature. Like a tabletop miniature, which was this one, which is called the Patriot, which I downloaded for free from somewhere, I can't remember. But I thought, well, let's start with like a small version of what I eventually want to do. And again, this came out pretty much perfectly, as far as I can see. So, being somewhat emboldened by my success in this department, I thought, well, let's try something a little bit bigger. So the next thing I tried was this. It's a little Nintendo Mario in a little Mario Kart. And again, now this didn't come out perfectly. Mostly, I have to say, due to me being a bit rough at detaching it. But again, really pleased with the way this came out. I thought it was a nice piece. I am a bit of a Mario Kart fan, not necessarily particularly good at it, and I thought this would be quite fun to print and paint, because it's going to be all very bright colours. So yeah, very pleased with the way that came out. And so I thought, well, okay, now we've had some success with that, let's try getting into the area that was the initial intention, and let's try printing out a smaller version of some of these figures and seeing how I get on. So the next piece I tried was this, a little figure of Baby Yoda or Grogu from The Mandalorian. And again, I'm not sure if this is 100% perfect, but I have to say I am very pleased with the way this has turned out. And once he's all painted up, he's, I think, going to go up in the Star Wars section, which has been relocated over here. And I think the next step is to maybe see what else I can get printed out along the same lines in the DC, Marvel and Star Wars departments, and see what else I can come up with to add to my collection. So that is as far as I have got at this point. Okay, so that's it for this quick video. Keep watching the channel to see if I succeed or fail miserably at my attempts to 3D print some additions to my collection. Until then, however, remember to hit the thumbs up below, and I will see you in the next one.